man. Well, first of all, man, thank you for coming on. Me and my brother Keisto, we're very honored to have you on the program. And again, you are our first guest. We want to get right into it because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in this world, but we want to give people kind of a feel of who you are and introduce yourself to the audience that may not be aware of you, because we know that so many people are aware of you. But just give people kind of a brief rundown of your journey and how you got going in this fight that we in.
I like to always talk about how I was born. So I was born in prison. The first time I met my biological father, or saw my biological father, was in his casket. I recall seeing my biological mother maybe one time when I was younger. With that, I had 21 biological brothers and sisters. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talks about how Allah shapes you in the womb, all times leads you to your purpose. Like for him, he said that his mother tried to abort him 3 times, and in attempting to abort him 3 times, she got closer to God. So the minister, naturally, as she's praying and she's going through what she's going through, she's afraid and praying, getting closer to God, she was able to birth out one who had a closeness with God as well. I like to tell that story because although I was born in prison and have 21 biological brothers and sisters, I grew up in a household as the only child. I stayed with my biological mother's cousin and her husband, my dad. And that's how I began to express myself through videos. I began to, notice that, everybody else got these brothers and sisters that they can talk to. I got 21 of them and I ain't got nobody to talk to. So I was looking at doing skits. So I would talk to myself in these skits. And that was my way of expressing things that I was going through mentally. Maybe if I wanted to help somebody, I would be the person that I'm trying to help. And I'll be talking back and forth to myself. And this also, I believe, gave birth to my entrepreneurship spirit as well. So when you think about how to give birth to a God, the minister says that what the mother is thinking and what she's putting into her body and her mind is going in the womb of her and going into the child. So I started to think, man, not too long ago, what was the thoughts of my mother? If she's in prison, she's having thoughts about liberation. If she's in prison, she's having thoughts about being free. If she's in prison, she's having thoughts about not being confined. So it's no coincidence to me that I think when I was very young, I thought to myself, man, I don't want to go to school all these 12 years just to get a diploma and live this same lifestyle for the next 40 to 60 years. Meaning I'm getting up every day, going to a place I don't want to go to, school. Daddy got to wake me up, mama got to wake me up. Yeah. Why would I go live a job type of lifestyle for the next 40, 60 years? And I done did this 12 years, no, I don't like it. So I think that gave birth to my entrepreneurship spirit of wanting to be free, wanting to do for self, but also wanting to free my people. So although I was born in prison, now God has put me on a path to free my people mentally and spiritually from the hell and the jail that they've been put in.
Wow. Hold on, man, because now I got to ask you. Okay, so you said you only saw your biological father for the first time. It was at the funeral. Mm-hmm. Okay, what was the relationship, if you don't mind me asking, with your mother? Did y'all have? No. You said you didn't go.
So, I just recall seeing her once, maybe.
Is she still with us?
Both of them died. I don't know how my father died. My mother died of overdose of crack cocaine. And I just, heard stories about them, here and there that I maybe I vaguely remember, but we didn't have a relationship either.
And how old were you when your mother?
This is in 2004, so I think I was 12, 14, something like that.
Okay, now the reason I'm asking that question because this speaks to the greatness of God. Because I know that for a brother to not have either parent, it's tough enough to just have one or father missing. Typically the mother's there and the father may not be there, but to not have either parent, and I'm sure you had others that stepped in and did that job in raising you, but I know from my own father who never laid eyes on his father, and my dad 70. Mm-hmm. So it still affects him, in a different way, even if he doesn't outwardly show it, it's still something that affects you. So for you to ascend to the level that you're on right now and to rise up and to be doing the work that you're doing right now, when, in my opinion, I can't speak to that because I still have both my parents, but in my opinion, when you get to that point where you start to think about the fact that I don't have a mother, I don't have a father, that's a fork in the road type of moment where you can choose to let that take you left and go the negative route, or you can say, okay, well, I'm gonna build on that and I'm gonna go right and build from the ground. So, hey man, that's commendable, bro.